Do you ever find yourself tongue-tied, nervous, or even fearful when facing a challenging conversation? We've all been in this situation before. Whether it be through a friend, lab partner, coworker, or girlfriend, there are always uncomfortable situations where the person that we're with is acting out of alignment with who we know that they could be. Your friend could be developing a gambling problem. The lab partner might be procrastinating on submitting the report that's worth 25% of your semester grade. Your close coworker could have an anger issue where they get snappy with customers. Worst of all, your girlfriend might shut down and stop communicating with you altogether over something as meaningless as picking Longhorn instead of Texas Roadhouse for dinner. Okay, well, she might have a point because those Texas Roadhouse rolls with cinnamon butter are pretty good. Regardless, you've experienced this feeling before. The feeling of wanting to say something to another but not knowing how to say it without them taking it the wrong way. You don't want your friends going into financial hardship over gambling or your fun coworker to get fired for their temper, but can you really be expected to help them solve their own problems? I've been back and forth on this one over the years and have finally come to some conclusions which might help you on your journey of being a better influence for all those around you. Through a few books I've read, I've discovered some powerful frameworks which you can leverage to approach tense conversations more elegantly, helping your peers through hard times. Today, you'll be equipped with the step-by-step strategies to diffuse the emotional barrier and help clear your conscience for what is bothering you about others' self-destructive behaviors. The first powerful framework for you to use comes from the book, The Instinct to Heal. This is a gem of a read which helps you get in alignment with the loving nature that powers all of us. Here, a 6-step process is described to help you heal your relationship with another before it becomes too toxic. The first step of the process is to talk to the source directly. You're never going to help someone overcome a problem of theirs if you talk behind their back. Complaining about your group mate to your teacher or other students is not going to make them turn the project in. This seems so simple, but one which we constantly mess up. It's easy to gossip behind someone's back, and it's hard to approach them face to face. By preparing for the discussion through the next 5 steps, you should have more confidence to engage in the discussion itself. The second step of the process is to consider the appropriate time and place. The environment is everything. Who's around, what time of day it is, what mood they're in, all play into how well the discussion is going to go. If you're trying to help your buddy overcome his gambling addiction while you're at the casino and he's on a tear up 3,000 for the night, you're not gonna have much luck. This step was really hard for me to follow properly because oftentimes I see self-destructive behavior take place by another individual and desire to call them out right in the moment, which is not always the right time to do so. Instead, I found it best to make note of when I see someone self-destructing and plan to make time with them later in a better environment. The third step is incredibly crucial. How you approach the discussion is going to make or break how well it goes. You want to come into the discussion from the perspective of an amicable individual. Clearly display that what you're saying is coming from a place of love and understanding. Don't approach the discussion with anger or negative emotion, indicating that you're disappointed or looking down on the other person. Sometimes this might be a reaction by the ego, but you must calm the storm in your mind and elevate yourself to being a better person. The point of bringing up another person's flaws is to help them become better and for your relationship to grow. It's not to show how superior you are to them. You must be clear with your body language and tone of voice that you're here to be their friend. With the wrong body language, they'll put up the defenses and interpret your comments as you attacking. One of the best tips I have to be more amicable is to use their name in the discussion. It's been scientifically proven that people like hearing their name. It's pleasant to the ear and puts one in a more relaxed state. By comforting them with their name, open body language, and a softer tone, you can rest assured that their defenses will be lowered for the discussion. Now that we know how to approach the discussion, what should be said within it? What you need to make abundantly clear is the purpose of the discussion. You need to spell out what you're here to talk about. What problem is there in their behavior did you notice which warrants a discussion? Clearly indicate what it is that they specifically did through their own decisions, which has put you in this position. The best way I've found for executing this while staying amicable is saying something like the following. Nathan, something's been on my mind recently. I'm worried about your current relationship with gambling. I notice how often you go to the casino and how it puts you in a bad mood for the coming days. Once you get the ball rolling with clearly describing the behavior that's causing the issue, you must relate it to the next step of the process, your emotion. Clearly indicate how their action made you feel. It's extremely important to make the correlation between their action and a change in your emotion. By sharing with them that their actions are leading to discomfort in your life, they should begin to recognize the negative impact that they're having and desire to change. This is a tricky part of the conversation, as you don't want to associate their actions with making you angry or disappointed. It can be a negative emotion, but again, if you make it seem as though you're disappointed in them, they're going to be less inclined to make a change in the behavior. This part of the discussion is really where you get to gauge the strength of your relationship. If they view you as a friend, they should value your feedback. If they get defensive and start attacking you for what you're saying, recognize they're more mad at themselves than you. Not every conversation like this is going to end well, but you can rest assured you have done everything in your power to help them if you wrap your statement up like this. The icing on the cake for the discussion is to communicate a need that you have. Really hone in why you're doing this. This is where you can relate it back to your friendship and your character. Communicate that you're the type of person who wants to be there for others as you'd like them to do the same for you. State that you needed to have this discussion because it was hurting you to see someone you love go through a tough time. Ultimately, you must communicate that you need relationships where you can be honest and help provide your perspective to the lives of others. As a base framework, this is pretty good and should help you get the ball rolling. If through a few of these discussions you find the person you're trying to help is still not making a change, then you might need to take it a step further and incorporate the risk model. Risk is a model that I learned through a leadership development conference I attended in college. It lines up quite well with the previous framework, and I like to add a few of these steps onto it to make a bulletproof conversation. It all starts by reporting on their current behaviors. Similar to Staben, the feedback conversation needs to be centered around the current behavior that's out of alignment with their potential. As you state their current behavior, you need to make clear as day the impact that they're having. The impact must be something greater than themselves. People won't really make a change if they know that they're negatively impacting only themselves. But if you can bring light to the damage that they're causing to others outside of themselves, they should become more receptive to the feedback. I like the impact more than the emotional step of the Staben model because it's at a larger scope. I would definitely consider Staben as more of a personal discussion, while what I learned through my leadership conference was tailored towards the workplace. Regardless, they can both be combined for exceptional results. Specify what success looks like. Through this discussion, it's clear that the behavior is out of alignment with who you know that they could be. So tell them what you think the preferred behavior is. Depending on what the situation is, it's possible that they're ignorant to their shortcomings and don't know what direction they should actually take. This is your opportunity to give them some direction towards better behavior. The final and most important step is to end on a positive note by communicating the consequences of this change in behavior. By stating what will change in their life, your life, and the lives of people around you, they should recognize the large positive impact that can come through a simple change in behavior. Again, it's crucial to communicate the big picture, something greater than themselves. This is what truly motivates someone to see their actions influence the lives of others. You can light the fire to bring someone back into alignment with their potential through showing them a vision of how a change in behavior benefits the greater good. Through a combination of these two frameworks, you should be well equipped to crush a difficult conversation. I find it best to rehearse what you want to say, particularly focusing on the delivery. You can do it in front of a mirror to recognize your body language and become more self-aware over how your words are being subconsciously interpreted. Remember, how you frame the conversation is everything. If you come from a place of love and understanding, they'll be much more likely to work with you than if you came from a place of anger and disappointment. Conversations like these are a true test, but are extremely rewarding. Through conscious, deliberate thought, you can help others on their journey by pointing out an aspect of their behavior that's corrosive. It's best to find relationships where you can give and take feedback like this. Oftentimes, we're blind to our own flaws, and by surrounding ourselves with individuals who are capable of giving constructive criticism, we can grow into better people. I hope that you found value in this video today, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching.